It's still the fastest car I've ever driven.
Driving the Manthey car was a lot closer to going back to the stock car.
Getting into the lab rat was definitely,
So we have been asked a number of times over the years since we've created the GT4 RS lab rat, why don't you send it to Germany and set a Nürburgring lap time? Well, we've done that. We did that with a 992 GT3. And anyone who tries, including very large companies like Chevrolet or Dodge with the Viper ACR, you go to the Nürburgring, you get beat by the Nürburgring. It isn't necessarily a good representation of how fast a car is compared to another car. You know, it's just how fast you are at the Nürburgring, which is a confluence of a whole bunch of things: weather, tires, driver, et cetera, et cetera. What we decided to do, and it kind of fell in our lap, which is great, local track driver, a friend of ours named Jed, he was out looking for a GT4 RS, and he ended up finding one in New Jersey that was already an MR. So we started to put the plans together with our local lab rat, John McClellan's car. So the test essentially pits a very small American company against what is considered the gold standard of performance enhancements for Porsches. Let's talk a little bit about the differences in the parts. The first thing is the aero package. So our full aero package comes with a full flat floor with tunnels, splitter, the whole thing's carbon fiber, a large swan neck wing, dive planes, all efficacious working aerodynamic parts. We didn't spend any money on what I'll term cars and coffee blingy parts. You know, changing your plastic louvers in the vents to carbon louvers, we didn't do that. In our aerodynamic studies, we did not find that aero discs were anything meaningful, and quite frankly, they're more of a pain in the butt to deal with on the car, getting wheels and tires on and off, not being able to use the high torque, et cetera, than what they were worth. Obviously, Manthey sees they're worthwhile to have, so who are we to argue? They just weren't worthwhile for us. Manthey provides brake lines and brake pads as part of their braking package. So for the brake package, we went with PFC, and we did the whole thing. Rotors, calipers, pads, everything. Those are part of the get 19-inch wheels on the car. You can fit 19-inch wheels from Forge Line, that's our wheel partner, on the car, but the calipers are pretty tight. Quite honestly, the calipers are pretty tight to the magnesium wheels that Manthey offers, because they're very similar to the YSOC magnesium wheels that the GT4 RS comes with. Other thing that we did with our wheels is enabled by the complete design package of the suspension arms and where we placed the damper. We were able to get a wheel on the rear of the car to be able to support a 325 wide tire. So Manthey offers the KW 3-way and a 4-way. We went with 3-ways. We like the valving on 3-ways. Most of the cars that we service are street cars that go to the track, not cup cars that never see the street. And the 3-way valving that we've worked on with MCS is brilliant. The car reacts so nicely to it in all circumstances, both on the street and on the track. The other thing that we add is our full suspension arm package, and this is kind of a big deal. Manthey uses all of the stock arms, so you're limited to stock suspension geometry. So by being limited to stock suspension geometry, you're kind of stuck in a lot of ways. You know, Manthey suggests -2.5, -2.5 as the camber all around on the car. And that's, I mean, we're -3.5 and -3 for camber, plus caster adjustment, plus toe adjustment, plus a number of things on the cars that we do in addition that really help the cars handle much better. Probably the single largest difference between the Manthey package and our package is we add power. So we have our full street header package, including our version 11 muffler and our intake kit. And that adds 30 some odd. We'll have to get that right, 35 wheel horsepower, something like that. I forget exactly how much it is, but it's it's definitely noticeable in the cars much, much faster because of it. The MR package comes to $82,940.92. And that's with, I think that's with everything, I believe. So that's all the blingy carbon bits, that's with the door puddle lights, that's with the aero discs. Our full package with all of the parts that we discussed. So that's 3-way dampers, the full suspension, pro suspension package, our full power package, a PFC brake package, forge line wheels, full aero package is $85,661 for a lot more stuff. Put this another way, if we were to offer the same parts that Manthey's offering, so aero, 3-way dampers, our suspension kit, because we're gonna make you get that just so that you can get the right alignment on the car. That and full aero, steel rotors, steel rotor conversion and PFC pads, that comes to $41. So that's half the price. And we're faster for half the price. So we had a great fun day. We got to test 2 brilliant cars. 2 very gracious owners allowed us the opportunity to do so. We roped in Paul to come drive them both, even though he's like me, and I will own it. I'm a 911 guy, driving Caymans, helping Caymans get faster. And the gist of this, Ted drives anything fast. He doesn't care, generally speaking. If it's got tires and it'll go, he'll generally try and drive it.
Give me the keys, we'll go.
Give me the keys, let's go, absolutely. This is a Dundon private track day, sponsored with and by Hooked on Driving Pacific Northwest. They've done a great job. We've got a lot of friends here, we've got a lot of new friends here. The whole idea of this test was to try and understand what we're being told from all the press, all the journalists. You know, the only data we've ever really had on any of the MR cars is their Nürburgring lap time when compared to another professional driver driving a stock car from Porsche on mystery tires and mystery spring rates and mystery alignments on the Nürburgring. So idea was we're gonna send the pro out. Ted got first heat cycles on the sticky tires because quite frankly, he's gonna be the one that can explore the heat cycles the best.
So both cars are on the same exact tire, Hoosier Track Attack Pro.
Yep.
265 fronts, and what were the rest? 305s?
305s and 325s
Slight
on
upgrade
ours.
over the stock sizing on the Manthey package, and then the Dundon package explicitly enables the use of 265 front, 325 rear. A stock car will not do that, and that's kind of one of the key advantages that our package provides is that wider rear tire combo.
We had the lap timers covered up for all of the amateurs that drove the car. So they didn't get to see their lap times when they're in the car. They just drove the car. And we were trying to get just an honest impression. Go drive the car. If the car does more, it has a bigger envelope, you'll likely end up going faster in it.
The times are the times.
Right. If the car doesn't inspire confidence, you're not likely gonna go as fast because you're gonna be worried about what it's gonna do and all that. And that's kind of a natural amateur tendency. Why don't we talk about, and we'll post everybody's lap times and we'll talk about it here in a second, but I'd love to get everyone's impression of each car in kind of round table style.
Why don't we start with the neutral party, Paul? You just drove both cars recently, so it's very fresh for you. Yeah. Why don't you tell us about your impressions, starting with the Manthey car, and then we can talk about the Dundon package.
Yeah. The car felt like a fast and lively street car, right? Like, it's better than a GT4 RS stock, which I've driven several times, different ones. Mm-hmm. The Lab Rat before it was the Lab Rat.
Before it was the Lab Rat,
and John's car at Laguna.
Yeah, Laguna before it was modded, yep.
And this was better than them. This was before I'd got in this, right?
Yep.
And yeah, my impression was like, this is a really nice, lively street car. Like, it was moving around under braking. The traction, I left everything on.
Sure.
I'm in someone else's car, all the systems are on.
Yep.
You know, and
even when you run track insurance, it's still not your car.
Yeah.
It's always an important thing to understand.
So it was moving around a lot. Lights were flashing. When I finally got some clear track, I then was pushing too hard. Did I mention I went 4 wheels on to 6?
No, we didn't talk about that.
Well, that's fair play. I've taken you 4 wheels off when you were riding in the right seat.
Same spot.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we've identified.
Yeah, I felt frustrated with my own driving.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So I don't think I did that car justice, and that's reflected in the lap times. Was when it was sliding, I felt like I was doing it. Right. When I was sliding in that thing, I was like, oh shit. Right.
Yeah.
But in this thing, it's like this is how it's meant to get around here, and it was rewarding my push. Yeah, it was a different car, really. I was luckier with traffic as well.
Mhm.
I did my session and came in, and the lap timer wasn't working.
Yeah, the lap timer wasn't working, so we had to
sent me
go
out
out
again.
and do it again,
Oh, darn.
right?
Yeah, but then I was satisfied with those second session laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Jed? Let's obviously you own the Manthey package.
Yeah, so I'm used to it. Obviously, that's the most capable version of the car I've ever driven. I did drive before I bought it the stock GT4 RS at a Porsche Experience. So I, from the very start, felt that it was a little more confidence inspiring. So I'm used to dancing on the edge of what it does and that sort of thing. So to me, that's just how it drives. Yeah, that's how it drives.
Right.
So getting into the lab rat was definitely so it was definitely much more confidence inspiring. I actually was using more of the track because I wasn't worried about, is it going to slide out a little bit more or this or that. So was using more at exit, tighter on apexes, but still was trying to explore those limits because it's a higher limit. It's still the fastest car I've ever driven at the Ridge or really anywhere. So was definitely working my way up. I think my last flyer was actually the fastest.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So
Jed got a sneak peek after he got out of the car.
yeah. But I mean, I felt it too.
Yeah.
The power, I did feel a difference in power just coming off the corners a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the grip level was just significantly different in terms of it went where I wanted it to go and it just stuck.
Honestly, I think if you had a full day in one, I think you'd find even more time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's definitely more time out.
Yeah. John, how about you?
So I had this was stock for first year.
Yeah.
Before we did everything to it. Driving the Manthey car was a lot closer to going back to the stock car.
Okay.
And in particular, stability under braking, it was a throwback to that, meaning it was unstable and skittish.
Okay.
And couldn't get the power on out of the corner nearly as aggressively as I could on this, which isn't necessarily aggressive. But for me, it's like I just don't want to slide all the way out and experience that. So, speeds going into the next turn then were down because it was kind of a cumulative effect throughout it.
Sure.
Both cars have a really good front end. The suspension on the Manthey car is an improvement over stock, a lot more compliance. I didn't think it was as supple as the MCS on the Lab Rat. And then, I don't care if the brakes make noise. These brakes are awesome. So
They do make a lot more noise.
Yeah, they definitely do, but it's worth it. Again, a lot of confidence with that.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. Again, I don't regret doing any of it.
Cool.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted?
Yeah, I would echo a lot of what these guys said. The Manthey car is an improvement over the stock car, but not quite what we've developed over here. As we've kind of said in other forums and other broadcasts, we know that Porsche is making this car fit inside a specific box, right? And they don't want it to go faster than a certain level, and they don't want it to go slower than a certain level, so they're very strategic with that. I understand why they do it, but you can tell, right? The car is, as these guys have said, a little less confidence inspiring under the corner entry. It's a lot more up on its toes, and you have to keep tabs on it the whole way through. The front end is really positive. It feels really good, and you're like, yes, I can turn in, especially at the slow speed stuff. It's very tight, and you know exactly what you're getting. As you get closer to the limit, it's a lot more work to drive. You're playing with steering wheel and catching it. The Manthey spec car. Yeah. You have to work a lot harder to keep it underneath of you, so to speak. And I think part of that is because of how they have to build a car to go around the Nürburgring. You know, if that's their goal, if that's their litmus test, then the Nürburgring is a unique place, as we found out a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
So you have to build a car a certain way. You know, low downforce, lots of high speed stuff. Low downforce is relative, right?
Low drag.
Low drag. There
Generally.
you go. Yep.
You can have high downforce,
And
but you
it's
just don't want the drag.
And the suspension has to be firm enough to soak up all those big hits. You know, 100, 150 miles an hour. If there's a compression, you don't want the car bouncing off the ground. So I get it.
So why don't we run through lap times? We'll do Ted's first. All right. So Ted in the Manthey 4RS.
Manthey package first.
Yep.
Give it the best weather conditions possible.
Yep. We tried to get it out early. Ted went out and his best was a 142.078. And Ted was able to keep those. I think he was within. So 142.078, 142.584, 142.180, 142.353, and 142.346. I think that was lap 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, as I typically will see him do. He'll literally go out and just like stair steps. Take the car down to where the lowest it can, and then it starts to give up and comes back, right? And in the lab rat, where are you? 140.123. So
140 point.
sorry, 140.123. Which is a few tenths faster than we went in our own lab rat, correct? Yeah. Ted, when I talked to him afterwards, he did say there was a little more there. He's like, there's a 139 and change in the car.
Tires just got greasy and did get another good window. By the time I came in, they were close to 40 psi. So it's like, that's all she's gonna.
And honestly, they were at 32 whatever when he went out, and when he came in and I'm bleeding the tires, I'm like, yeah, he put some heat in the tires. There's certainly a lot going on with the car out there. Paul, we'll do you next. Paul in the Manthey car.
It's not a fair representation.
Which one? You're probably. I'm gonna give you a half second, maybe 3/4 of a second, if you're actually able to get it out. I'd say you did a high 144, low 145, right? Because you were like high 145, low 146 with the frustration currently right now.
Yeah.
He did a 143.52 in the lab rat.
Yeah.
And
143.2? No, you're robbing me of 3/10 there.
143.522.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
I'm just reading the numbers, brother. I promise I'm not making them up.
It's rigged!
It's rigged! He's a liar! It's a theme here. I don't see all of your laps, but the next one's 144.040.
Yeah.
143.989. So yeah, you're within a half.
Yeah.
You know, about
140, mid 143s is like where I am all day in the GT3, which has all the downforce and everything. So just to get in it and go and do that.
It probably feels very similar, like with the aero, except for the rear engine.
It doesn't feel as planted. It's like, it doesn't feel as planted as
a GT3. You've got double wishbone. Yeah. I mean, he's got a cheater car.
It's like I did exactly the same lap time, 140.
Yeah.
And this thing is, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the GT3 just does it.
Sure.
This made me work for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And if I was smooth, so I'm not used to it moving around that much. If I was, and then I could handle it like Ted, then that's where that extra couple of seconds is, right? So
oh, sure.
I'm all over the place. I'm still slapping the same as I can in my 992.
Yep. And Paul generally doesn't like how Caymans drive anyway. Just generally speaking, not his favorite platform. So the fact that he was able to get into a car and run the lap times of his own car is fantastic.
Right.
It's fantastic.
My car has more 50 more horsepower. I don't know. No,
about the same.
Yeah.
About the same.
Right.
About the same.
What was the time? What was the time on that?
So what we have is 145.9. Okay. Was his fastest. Okay. So Jed, in his own car, set a new personal best here at the Ridge of 145.001. Nice.
00. Wow, that's
001. You almost got into the 44s in your own car by like 1,000.
That's awesome. So close.
You needed 2,000ths.
wow.
Should not have had that extra French fry last night.
That's in his own car?
That's in his own car. 145.001. And In the rat, he was only 0.2 off of Mr. Paul Blake, so 1:43.767.
Wow.
This is the beauty of keeping people from seeing their lap times. He went faster than he'd ever gone in his own car because we hid the blanket from him. He didn't get to see it. He just got to drive it by his butt. That's right. And then he got in the lab rat and explored what it could do and went almost a second and a half faster. Yeah. So that's great. Very cool. We'll get John's times. John in his own car, we'll start with that. 1:45.575. A very tight grouping. 1:45.903, 1:46.5. Fastest in the MR was a 1:48.393.
That feels just about right.
Yeah.
I felt about 3 seconds
Yeah,
off.
yeah, and he.
It was like 95/7 instead of 105.
Yep.
And that's all from digging out a 6.
Sure.
It's just like, wait for it.
Yeah.
I'm not as confident. Right. It's like, I don't want to loop the car.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Not my car and
So
a whole
Ted-
bunch of things.
Ted has a 1 second delta from car to car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Two seconds.
Okay.
2 second delta.
I also had a 2 second delta.
Yep.
So did
Yeah.
About a second and a half.
Second and a half.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I think I could get.
he about a 3 second delta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think there's more time for me in the lab rat working my way up. But in general, like, I don't know that there's a lot more time left for me in my car
Right.
relative to my driving skills.
At its current setup.
Right. So
that
it
what's-
does feel to me like I could get closer to Ted's reference lap time
Sure.
in the lab rat than I could in my own car.
Got it.
That,
Got it.
you know,
Yeah.
that I might be able to get to closer to
Narrow-
2 seconds
narrow
from
it
his
down a little
time
bit. Yeah.
than 3 seconds
Right.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's-
that's like Ted was saying, that's kind of the ethos of what we're doing when we modify these cars, right? We're not trying to make them fast in the hands of a pro. We're trying to make them accessible, right? We're trying to make it such that somebody can get in and try and close the gap a little bit to a pro that's driving the car. I would invite anyone to duplicate the same test. If you would like to see this data for yourself, not with these 2 cars. I mean, I think these guys are done. They're probably just wanting to do track days for a minute. They're not going to let me commandeer them for the day the way that it's turned out today. I want to thank both of you guys for coming out and doing
No
this.
problem.
This is
It
huge.
was a blast.
This is huge.
It's
I'm
been a
glad
great
you guys
time.
had a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad you had a great time.
Yeah.
Any,
Yeah.
any
Thanks,
parting
Chad.
thoughts?
I'm glad I did everything I did to the car.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I just want to figure out how to put 325s in the back.
So hopefully you guys have walked away from watching our little video, understanding that a U.S. company can compete with the big boys. You know, our intention was to do an honest test and illustrate what is very difficult to illustrate. One, Manthey cars are more rare than you think they are. You know, we have one in the Northwest. Now 2, one 4RS in the Northwest that I'm aware of, and now a 992 GT3 RS. Mr. Ed Assed, his 992 GT3 RS to go along with Jed's GT4 RS. Is this the final word on the debate? Well, it depends on who you ask. You know, if you ask us, we tested this thing fair and square, and you know, in a pro's hands on the same tires. Yeah, I would stand by these test results. 2 seconds isn't tenths. That's a demonstrable difference. I'll spit out that big word I'm trying to use. If you're a Porsche owner, GT4 RS owner, and you're trying to make a decision between I want to upgrade my car with the Manthey kit, or I want to do a Dundon kit, then I would tell you to give us a call. We can absolutely help you. There are considerations for both. If you're looking for the Porsche dealer to do all of this for you, then certainly. If you're looking to have some control over it and to do it yourself, then give us a shout. We can help you, and we can get you a plan together. You don't have to drop all the coin all at once. You can do it little bit by little bit and build it over time. We want to do this again. We really do. This is a large process for us. This is a big undertaking. We have to get the car, we have to get the tires, we have to find the day, we have to get everything together to be able to do this effectively. So if anybody's interested to do a similar head-to-head, we have lab rats all around the country. We've got some at COTA, we've got some in Florida, We've got some in the Northeast. We've got some in the Atlanta area. So just let us know if you're in the comments. You're like, hey, I've got an MR. I'd love to go against it, or I've got an SSR kit, or I've got a cobbled together system of my own. I'd want to run against you. Let's go. Let's try. With all of that said, please enjoy Ted's laps.